Okay, this video we are going to take a look at the financials module for Marshall Management. We're going to take a look at how to set that up. This is the setup financial section, and the way that you get to that, there's some things that you'll want to do before you actually start using the financials, such as the recording transactions and inventory and so forth, is that you'll want to do some setup. So let's come to the financial setup. And it's very similar to the way we did school setup, but this all has to do with the financial side of things. Again, we have our default school that comes up. Since I'm an organization administrator, I can see all the schools and I can configure any of them. If you're a school administrator, you can only see yours. Under the first tab, you'll see transaction categories. And what that does is that gives you the ability to take any of the transactions in the system and categorize them, much like you would with, say, a general ledger. You get a short name, you get a description, you get a type, whether or not it's a receipt or an expenditure, and then if you wanted to assign a default amount to that particular transaction, you could. Like, say, your rent every month is the same amount. You could come in and you could say, my rent is $100 a month, and I can come in and I can save that. And so now, whenever I select a transaction that is rent, it will fill in the $100 for me. Equipment, of course, is something that could be different every time. Maybe the yearly dojo certification fee might be a standard amount. You could set that. Maybe the mat fee is a certain amount, and the monthly dues for classes is a certain amount. So you can set that up any way that you want to. That's going to be your transaction categories. The next tab is going to cover what we call marketing channels, and this is going to have to do with lead tracking. Whenever you create a student, and we may go back and take a look at this in a different video, you should be able to categorize that student based upon the lead of essentially how they got information about your class. For example, did they see your website? Were they walking past and decided to come in and check you out because they saw the class from walking down the street? Or was it word of mouth? You could also, let's go ahead and add another channel while we're here. Say we decided to run a Yellow Pages ad. So we can come in and say Yellow, and this is our Yellow Pages ad. Okay, and so now I've added a new lead that covers anybody that came in that saw the Yellow Pages ad. Actually, this 1D in Yellow Pages ad. Sometimes I go into automatic. Okay, finally the third tab is going to be the form of payment, and this will allow you to categorize whenever you receive a payment. You will be able to categorize it and say, was it a form of barter, which is kind of tongue-in-cheek there. Was it cash? Was it check? Do we want to mark that there was no form of payment, or we don't know, or we don't really want to record it, or whatever? Or do we get paid through PayPal? We could also add, if we wanted to, they paid us with a Visa card, or so that's basically our how you set up categorizing forms of payment. And so before you go in and use the financials, you will want to make sure that you set up at least 1 or 2 transaction categories, set up some marketing channels, and set up your forms of payment.